Though, ah, normally I put my countdown on. That took me by surprise. There was no countdown. So I didn't have time to prepare myself. Welcome and welcome to Gus the Bus. Um, I am actually in Gus the Bus. It's been a while since I've done anything from Gus the Bus. But nevertheless, here we are. We're preparing for our first trip of the year, which is not going to be a long trip, but we are going up to Scotland. Hello, Tracy. Lovely to see you. So we're going up to Scotland to visit the kids. Because the kids have both moved to Scotland now. They are, yes, they have left us both behind. I mean, one's 35 and one's 26, so it's probably about time. Never mind. Sad though. Empty nesting is sad. Okay. How are you, Tracy? How are you doing? And Karen A, hello. Yes, we shall film. We should do a bit of a travelogue as well. Yes, I know. Um to I'm hoping to go up into the Highlands because Lisa is in Edinburgh and Laurie is in Glasgow. So we need to go to Edinburgh and Lisa is performing. So we're going to go and see Lisa perform. Yes, it will be great. And hopefully Laurie, who's the eldest, just giving you a potted history of my family here, will also be there. And then we're going to go back down to Glasgow to see Laurie's and Rihanna's new place. And then we're going to go back to Edinburgh, and then we're going to go back up north, hopefully to see a friend of mine, Andy, who lives in Inverness. So it's a bit of a trip, really. I have this fantasy of spending the night in around Glencoe. That would be great. Who's been to Glencoe? Have you been to Glencoe, Tracy or Karen A? What did she do? What do you mean, Tracy? What did she do? I don't understand. What did who do? I don't know. Tracy, explain. What did she do? I'm probably a bit slow on the uptake. Oh, what did she do to perform? She writes her own music and plays and will be doing a gig, which is great. So it's a family thing we've all done. And yes, so we're going to go see her perform her own material for the first time. I know. It's very cool. What's this? Hold on, guys. I'm really sorry. I'm going to have to go. I think. Oh, no, it's all right. I suddenly thought the dog had got out. It's just, and in fact, she's just bringing the dog back from a walk. I thought there was an originally. Yes, a trip off the old block. Yes, that'll be nice. So we can see how how amazing Lisa is. So that's really good. Yes. Anyway, so hold on. There's background noise because my other half is taking the top off a beer. See, that's the bus. There, we're all together.
I'll leave you in peace.
Where are you going?
In the car.
Oh, okay. Or Jeff. All right. Okay. Do we have anybody else on the call? If we do make yourself known. I can't see you. I can only see you if you message me. I've got a few messages here. I have a few questions, which is excellent. Um, Cairngorms is lovely, Carony. It's beautiful. I have a soft spot for. It's very odd that both of my kids have moved up to Scotland because I lived in Scotland when I was 6. Between the ages of 6 and 9, I lived in East Kilbride, and always wanted to go back. And of course, now would be a perfect time to go back, except I can't go back now because I'm old and it's cold. I can't do cold. I need warm now. So can't do Scotland. It's too cold. Because I'm a wuss. I need sunshine. Hello, Karen. Right. Okay, I'm going to answer our first question of the day. And the first question, or not the day, the evening, the first question I have is Abigail. No, well, I agree, Tracy, not too hot or too cold, but rather erring on the side of warmth, though, because I got to be honest with you. Well, yes, too hot is also not entirely optimal. Too cold is suboptimal to the point of I'd kind of almost rather it be too hot. I can't do cold. I just can't do cold. I need some sunshine. I have to get back to the Mediterranean fairly quickly. Not that that's on the cards, anytime soon. Never mind. All right, what have we got? We've got Abigail. Goldilocks zone. Yes, I like that, Karen. Not too hot, not too cold, just Goldilocks zone. I like it. That's very nice. Well done. Okay. Let me just type this question. So, oops. I make our friendship work. There's a TripAdvisor here as to how to travel in the US and stay in the 70s all year. That would be perfect, wouldn't it? That would be absolutely perfect. You could do that. I went to Nashville many years ago and met with a publisher, and we spent the entire meeting talking about how the 70s is the perfect temperature. Karen lives in Cumbria. Oh, that's very cool. You up there? Cumbria Island next to Gerard Butler's mum. Oh, I say. Sounds good. What's it like? Is it chilly though, Karen? I mean, I suppose I know you get used to it and you're acclimatized, and it's just the weather is what the weather is when you live in a place. I get that. But how does Gerard Butler's mum feel about it? Does she like it too? Scotland's lovely. Scotland is lovely, and Scottish people are lovely. Hold on. Right. Okay, so here is our first question. Okay, so we have a question for Abigail. Can Simon and I make our relationship work? Okay, so let's answer that. Okay, Abigail, this is for you. Can Simon and I make our relationship work? Let's answer that for you. Okay. One card readings tonight, guys. See, now that's an interesting answer, isn't it? The Three of Wands. And that's interesting because it's neither a yes nor a no, isn't it? So, I mean, I broke my own rule there, guys. I got to tell you, because normally if it's a yes or no question, I reword it. However, I think it's okay. We can look at this. What this is saying is actually, I think it's just the wrong question. It's telling you to look beyond the question, Abigail. it's telling you to broaden your horizons. So I think can Simon and I make our relationship work is sort of the wrong question. What it's trying to tell you is that you're fixating on the wrong thing, and maybe it's a question of looking out from the relationship. This is always a card of growth and expansion. So, if we were going to go full on literal with this card, it would say yes, if you, you know, look at a different place to be. I mean, I wonder if that's in play here. I wonder if geographical distance is in play because it feels like it well might be. So whatever this is, it's telling you that there is another question here. So if this is indeed a long distance relationship, which it might be, it's asking you, you know, what territory are you in? Can you move to where Simon is? Will Simon be prepared to move where you are? What is the distance between you? You need to be looking out at the bigger picture of the relationship and the territory that the relationship lives in. Okay, that's how this feels to me. It's not just about the relationship itself and whether you or Simon are a good match or not. I think what this is telling you is there's a bigger picture here that needs to be looked at. And I think that's what needs your attention, because when you answer that, quite possibly you'll have your answer regarding the relationship, because this relationship exists in a space which is not just the microcosm of you and Simon. There's something bigger you need to look at. And if that is indeed geographical, that's a question that has to be answered. Okay. And for him and for you. So I think yes, I think that's an interesting answer, and I would be interested to know whether or not that resonates, Abigail. I don't think Abigail's on the call at the moment, but yes, that's how I would answer that. There is a bigger question here about where the relationship lives. Okay. All right. So if anybody on the call has a question, do type it in the chat and let me know. Or if you have a question about tarot, you can ask that too. It's all good. All right. What's my next question? I have a question for Toby. And Toby wants to know what I should do about Raphael. Okay. Let's see if we can help Toby. What should Toby do about Raphael? Good. So we have the Three of Pentacles here, and this is a card that's talking about your positioning with each other. And it's talking about the roles that you each play. Now, look, if I was going to take a big jump, I would say that your relationship is quite practical. And I think you need to look at what the status quo is of the relationship and accept it for what it is. It could just be because the Three of Pentacles is often the work card. It could just be that this is a work-based relationship and you need to leave it at that. However, it's whatever your role is in each other's lives, whatever that role is, that's written in stone. So that's not going to be changed. I didn't write this still. Let me just, sorry, should have done. Let me just write this for Toby, and then I will answer that again. Toby, what should I do about? Okay, let's just put that up on the screen for Toby. Okay, right. So Toby, we have the Three of Pentacles here, and the Three of Pentacles, I think, is telling you that it's all about the role that you play in each other's lives, and that role for me is written in stone. And you should say that that is what it is, because this is it's almost like a contractual agreement, and there are other considerations in this picture other than just you and Raphael. So either there's somebody else in play, or there is a bigger picture with regards to work or practicalities, or something in which you both have a pre-existing role, right? And also, one of you at least has responsibilities. Both of you perhaps have responsibilities to whatever this pre-existing situation is. And look, you each have a different job. And so this is really important, because what this is telling you is you can't change it, Toby. So you need to look at what role you're playing right now, what your job is in the relationship right now, and accept it. And whatever Raphael is doing, you need to accept it. And that's what you should do. You should accept the situation exactly as it is, because you can't change it. And that's all there is to do. So, any situation, we only have three choices, don't we? We have the choice to change it. If you can't change it, you have to accept it. If you can't accept it, you have to walk away. And what this is saying to you is, I think, work within it. Work within it. Because this is the constraints under which the relationship is operating. Okay, hope that helps. Interesting. Okay, we have a question in the chat. Let me see. Okay, the Space Cowboy. Oh, great name. What should I do about my no contact situation with my twin flame, Amani? Okay. All right. Let's have a look. Okay. See what we've got for you. Okay. Right. What action should you take about the situation that currently exists with Amani? Okay. All right. Well, that's fairly clear. So the Eight of Cups is saying that you need to emotionally withdraw. You have to walk away, because this is not telling you to hang around and wait. Now, there's a very important message with this card. The important message on this card is that you want to be happy. And this card is the Eight of Cups. And the next card in the progression, because no card in tarot exists in isolation, the next card in the progression is the Nine. And that card is where we find our happiness, our personal happiness. And this person is leaving behind a romantic attachment in order to walk into what feels like the unknown. It feels like the unknown in order to find happiness, because what this is telling you, you are not going to find happiness with Amani. And that is sad to say, but good, because it's telling you that you should go find your happiness. Go find it. Don't sit in the waiting room for this person. Don't sit in the waiting room. It's really, really important. And I know you say this person is your twin flame. Well, you know what? There's a whole other conversation about that and the twin flame thing. But ultimately, that there is an interesting piece of wisdom about twin flame or apparent twin flame relationships, in that they never lead to happiness. Never. Because they're not supposed to be. They're not supposed to be. Because twin flames are not supposed to be together. And I know there's all this stuff on the internet about, well, if you can just heal your trauma, you can. No, you can't. You can't. Twin flame relationships are good because what they do is they hold up a mirror to what's got you there in the first place. They hold up a mirror and they ask you to look at the situation as it reflects back to you, and then ask you to go find something that's actually going to make you happy. And darling, that's what the tarot was telling you to do. Go find your happiness. It isn't going to be with Amani. I'm really sorry. But that's okay, because it's there for you. That's the point. It's there for you. All right. I hope that helps a bit. All right, sweetie. All right. So we've got Tina Chocolate. I like it. Noticed I said with the accent. I hope that's right. Is that right? Chocolate? Sounds good. All right. So let's put you up on the screen, Tina. My partner has asked me to relocate to Europe, but I've declined after having tested it. Did I make the right decision? Okay, well, let's ask. Let's ask about your decision. What do you need to know about your decision to decline to relocate to Europe? Let's ask. Okay. Hmm, interesting. So it's asking you, I think, in a way, to perhaps revisit the decision, Tina. And it says, well, okay, did you make the right decision? I asked what you needed to know about the decision, and we've got the Five of Pentacles here. And the Five of Pentacles is a card of being on the outside. It's a card of lack. So it's like there's not enough. So I would presume what it's saying is there's not enough in Europe for me. There's I don't fit in. I don't feel I belong. That's what this card is saying. I don't feel I belong. And but the one thing about this card is it does ask you to look under the surface at whether or not what's powering that, whether or not that's actually true, because this comes from an you know, I can't make this work. I don't fit in. There's not enough for me there. I you know I just can't. And I wonder if perhaps it might be worth exploring it further, because ultimately there's fear in here, right? There's fear. And when a decision is made from the perspective of fear powering our decision, mm, it's often a difficult place in which to be confident, because the trouble is there's no confidence in the actual thing. So the decision, it seems to me, that you're looking at having made wasn't made with confidence. And I guess you're asking the question, did I make the right decision? I think I would spend a little bit of time maybe going back into what powered the decision to say no. I mean, you say you tested it out, and that's fine. And I guess you have, and I'm not doubting that. But I would ask, in what way did you test it and what led you to that? And could there be a scenario in which perhaps you tested it out, but maybe presupposing you wouldn't like it? Maybe. I mean, obviously we have one card here, and I can't look into it any further than that. But I think what it's asking you to do is to look at what's fueling your your feeling of I won't fit in, or there's not enough for me there. There is a lack of confidence in the card, and it's not fueled by anything confident about the alternative. And that's possibly not the best position to make the decision from. Okay. So that's just my take on it. I would perhaps look into it a little deeper if I were you. I hope that helps. Um, I guess bottom line, Tina, it's saying, not sure that's not sure you did, not sure right now that I can give you an absolute yes. It was absolutely the right decision. Can't I can't say that I can do that. So I think it needs a bit more exploration. Okay. And you can see, if you wanted to explore it, you could always book a reading, or we can go into it in a lot more detail, but it's just questioning the premise of the decision and the place from which it's coming. Okay, so have a think about that, and see what you can come up with. All right, sweetie. Okay. All right. So let's have a look. What else have we got here? We've got Karen. Why is Naomi avoiding sharing information with me? We should, but she obviously doesn't want to. Okay. All right. Let's have. Okay. All right. What is what is powering Naomi's reluctance to share information with Karen? What is powering Naomi's reluctance to share the information that she should, right, with Karen? Oh, here we go. So here we have the lovely Six of Pentacles. This is breadcrumbing. This is where we have a hierarchical relationship. This is where one person in an equation is measuring out how much to share, how much to give, what the balance of power is. So I think this is a balance of power thing. When I say it's a hierarchical relationship, what that means is there is a hierarchy within the relationship, and that is informing the power and how much is shared between two people. in a romantic relationship, this can sometimes be breadcrumbing. Someone who gives just enough to just keep things going, but not enough to make you equal partners. And that's what's happening here. Naomi doesn't want to share the information because on some level, she wants to keep stuff to herself. She doesn't want you to be equal partners. And I guess maybe she feels that on some level, she needs to keep some degree of the balance of power on her side. That's what's going on. Question is, in the relationship, who's the boy and who's the dog? And maybe what she wants is she wants you to need her, or maybe she just wants to keep the relationship with her having the balance of power and information so that she feels secure in some way. Only you can say, Karen, but that's what we've got here. We've got a balance of power situation for sure. It's tricky. It is tricky. And it's never an easy one to navigate through, because the person who is wanting to hold the balance of power will not want to will not want to. Sorry, my hesitation there. Somebody just tried to park in front of us and just and now they've driven off because they're embarrassed. I hope that helps, Karen. I don't know if that resonates with you around what you're experiencing with Naomi, but that's how it looks to me for sure. Okay. All right. That's all right, Tina. Okay. All right. Right. So I have a question for Henrietta, who WhatsApped me earlier. When will my future look happier and healthier? Let's put Henrietta on the screen. Henrietta. Oh, my typing. When will my future look? Oh dear. Happier and brighter. God dear. Right. There we are. It was very hard work typing that one line. Okay, Henrietta. So I don't know whether Henrietta's watching, but let's see if we can help Henrietta. Now, Henrietta, what we're going to do is we're probably not going to do a timeline on this. But what Tarot is going to do is it's going to give you an advice card as to your future will look happy and brighter when. And then it will tell you what you need to do in order to make it happen. Okay, that's what normally happens when we ask questions like this. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, all right. All right, so this is not a fun card to show you, Henrietta, and I don't want you to feel that anyone is being unsympathetic, but we have the Ten of Swords here. Now, the Ten of Swords is interesting in two ways. Obviously, it's a scary looking card, right? So what we have here is we have what looks like a murder scene. It is, in fact, overkill. Okay. And it's talking about the a state of mind more than anything else. Now, that's not to say that some stuff hasn't happened. Not suggesting that's not the case, but this is taking things very personally, and this is it's like stabbing yourself here. And the trouble is that with with this card, I mean, the good news is it's a 10. So once this bit's done, once you change this, you change your thinking, which is the ace, and then you make a decision. And you make a decision. Oh, thank you, John. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Very nice. Thank you. Appreciate that. So Henrietta, this is all about the way you're thinking, sweetie. And it's telling you that you're presuming that in a way life is a bit against you, and it isn't. It's how you're looking at things. Now, look, I know that when we're feeling miserable and upset and we think life is against us, it's very easy for other people to go, well, you need to just look at it differently. But this is what this message of this card is, darling. It's telling you that you have to see things differently because your future isn't going to look happier and brighter until you do. Now, what happens with our energy? This is what happens with our energy. All of us are creating our path ahead ourselves, and that's what that's what I know. I don't believe it. I know it. Seen it in action 1,000 times. What we are, what we believe, what we think, what we feel manifests in front of us on the path all the time. And if you're in this place, you're going to see evidence of that wherever you look. You're going to see evidence of that in every interaction you have with everybody. And the problem is, the more evidence you see, the more the energy grows. The more the evidence you see, the truer it gets. And you never find a place in which to be happy. So you've got to change your thinking. There is a great phrase, right, that I absolutely love, and I don't know whether any of you are familiar with the Abraham Hicks thing. There is a phrase that they use all the time. Everything is always working out for me. And the one I use with my family that makes them want to strangle me is everything is always perfect. What if everything was perfect? What if everything that has happened to you has some kind of perfection attached to it? What if there was a good thing that could be found in everything? How would your future look then? You would expect everything that happened to you to have some kind of gain for you intrinsic within it. And therefore, you would expect a happy, bright future. You would expect it and you would look for it and you would see the evidence of it and your path would open up in exactly that way. So, sweetie, that's what we need. When we get this card, we have to go to the next card, which is the ace, which is thinking differently. That's when your future will look happier and brighter, when you think differently. Okay? All right. I hope that was okay. This is not meant to be in any way critical because we've all been there for sure. All of us. Anyone that hasn't, we're not being honest. We've all been there, right? So don't feel bad. But the good thing is, it's all up for change. It's never too late. It is never too bad. There is always the potential of change, Henrietta. So all you have to do is lean into it and walk it. And I swear to goodness, the path will change before you. It will. Right. Great. It was a tough message, Henrietta, wasn't it? Great. Somebody did suggest she's insecure. That's Karen. Balance of power makes sense. Yes, I think that's right. I think that's right. Marilyn. Hello, Marilyn. Lovely to see you. I think you're new on the live. Lovely to see you. If you want to ask me a question, do. John, if you'd like to ask me a question, please do. Okay, so I have another question here for Natalie. This was also through WhatsApp. Let's have a look. Natalie, and she wants to know, how is my mother? Hey, Natalie, this is for you. Okay, Natalie wants to know how her mother is. Let's have a look. How can we ask the question in a way that's going to make sense? Because, see, Natalie's mother, how does Natalie's mother feel about her life? Should we ask that? How does Natalie's mother feel right now? Feel right now. Okay. How Natalie's mother feel at the moment? Let's have a look. Okay, good. Well, she's feeling good. Look, we've got the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is in control. King of Pentacles is the boss. So she is in control of her world, her surroundings. She has everything she needs. Because the King of Pentacles is the king of resources. So she has everything she needs in her life, and she is feeling that she's king of her world. She's all right, Natalie. Well, wherever she is, she's all right. I don't know whether she's just not in contact with her or whether she's in spirit. But whatever she is or wherever she is, she's feeling okay at the moment and quite authoritative because it's a king. So, you know, she's in charge of her world, I think. And there's no lack there, and there doesn't appear to be any sorrow or sadness or insecurity or ill health. Very nice. Very nice. Yes, that's good. That's fairly simple. I hope that helps. I mean, maybe puts your mind at rest. That's what we need to know, isn't it? Excellent. Perfect. Okay. How else do we have? Thank you, Tracy. I'm glad you like that. Good. Yes. Referring to the 10 that we just had. Yes. Well, that was the conclusion, wasn't it? Okay, so we also have Beverly. Oops. Oh, come on, Janice. Do you know what? I was told I had to learn typing at school. I should have studied harder. I have an excuse though. I have a new laptop, and I want to be very kind to it. But I loved my old laptop. I absolutely loved it. I loved everything about it. It was a fantastic indulgence about 5 years ago, and I did a mad thing, and I bought a really really expensive laptop, and I thought I'm gonna oh my God, I loved it. So it was beautiful, great to use. It looked awesome. It was great. And then oh, it was so awful. I was traveling back in our old camper van with my eldest, Laurie, the one who's just moved to Glasgow. Come on, keep up. And Jeff and I had built a lift up bed in the back, and my beautiful new laptop was in the case that was standing up, and the bed was up against that wall. And I didn't put the hook in properly. I was showing Laurie how the bed had worked, you see. It's very clever how we built it. and I didn't put the hook in the wall properly. And as we were driving along, it fell down and it hit the top of the case. And I and because it was in the case and protected to a degree, and the case was upright and the laptop was in it, it hit the screen and it cracked the screen of my lovely laptop. And I couldn't replace the lid, couldn't replace it because it had warped it. Now it's just testament to its build quality. It's carried on for 5 years, and I've doggedly used it for 5 years with a broken screen. And every time I take it into the shop for a thing, the guy went, "This is so sad, I can't bear it." And my last charging socket has just broken. So I had to get a new laptop, and I'm using my new laptop, and I'm not used to the keys, and it feels really odd, and it feels alien. It's not my comfortable laptop. So that's why. Anyway, that's my long and elongated tale. Okay, so this is for Beverly. Beverly's question is very simple. Will my ex come back? Let's see if we can help Beverly. Okay, so obviously we have a yes no question here. Will my ex come back? Now, the thing is with this question, it's a question that's asked a lot. Okay, it is a perennial question. And again, we've all asked it, we've all been there. Well, many of us have been there. But it if we were to get a yes no answer, it wouldn't really give us any further information. And I know that's all Beverly wants to know. But Taro will never be happy with that because Taro, like me, is chatty and it wants to say more words. So, okay. Okay. Yes, I know, John, I will. I'm forcing myself to use it, and I don't want to diss it because it's perfectly fine. Nothing wrong with it at all. It's just right. Let's focus on Beverly. Come on. So, Beverly, how should we ask Beverly's question? We need to ask it in a way that adds value. Okay. So, what should Beverly prepare for from her ex with regards to the relationship Beverly wants and will make her happy? Can I remember that? What should Beverly prepare for from her ex with regards to the relationship Beverly actually wants and will make her happy? Because that's the most important thing, Beverly. Not whether he'll come back, but whether or not he'll come back and give you the relationship that will actually make you happy, right? Because when we ask the question, will my ex come back? All we want is for our ex to come back and make us feel better because we're feeling very uncomfortable and very challenged about the fact that our ex is not around. And so we think if they come back, all will be well. Necessarily the case, though, is it? Okay, so working on that question, what should Beverly prepare for from her ex? So, what should you prepare for from your ex? So, it seems to me that your ex has probably a lot of fear. Now, the trouble is with this card, because it's the Nine of Swords, it's their personal issue. This is anxiety. This would normally be pointed at somebody who perhaps is commitment phobic or somebody who is scared of something happening which is not within their control and probably not even real. It just is anxiety, Beverly. So, with regards to your ex coming back and making you happy, what you should prepare for is is just a whole load of anxiety and fear from them. And the trouble is that you can't fix that, and neither should you try, because that is somebody else's personal journey. Okay. So, you know, I think what's really important for you, what's really important is that you don't go into this, right? Because this is going to be an all pervading energy. This is going to um, connect with you from them as well. So we've got a lot of anxiety in the mix. And for you, what's most important is confidence that you'll be okay, whatever, because this is no good for your energy and it's no good for his energy. And you cannot join him in this. So, what should you prepare for? Well, okay, even if we looked at this is just a whole heap of fear, isn't it? And worry about the worst case scenario. So ultimately, you've got to be confident in yourself and your path. And I would say the more confident you are, maybe the more confident he will be. But ultimately, your confidence is your business. His confidence is his business. And if you come together as two confident people, then maybe there is a chance that you can make this work. But from this perspective, this isn't going to work. You can't build a relationship on this. Just not going to happen. It's just full of all the nightmare of whatever. So, Beverly, I would say based on that, um, you know, potentially it's doubtful, okay? But anyway, you cannot, you can't lean into that. You've got to be confident in yourself, right? And he has got to show up confident for you, because if he doesn't, then the relationship can't survive, whatever happens. All right. So it's a sort of instruction manual, really. So I hope that helps. I think tarot just doesn't, tarot said basically the problem here is fear on either side, and him coming back is not going to cure it. It's not going to cure it in him, and it's not going to cure it in you. You've got to do it independently of each other. Okay. That's really, really important. All right. Cool. There's a few little interesting ones today. Marilyn, let's have a look. All right. Well, we can ask the question, Marilyn, of course. Will your 9-year-old grandson ever be able to live independently as an adult? And he has autism, she says in another message. Let's just ask. Let's ask. What is the potential of his adult life? Right? What is the potential of his adult life with regards to his independence? Let's look. Yes, I would say. I would say yes, because the King of Cups is understanding yourself and understanding the emotions of others. Now, if your grandson is autistic, then what it's saying is that he needs to be able to read emotional cues and understand himself emotionally and get some emotional maturity. But this absolutely doesn't say he would never be able to live independently as an adult. What it's saying is what he needs to do it. And what he needs to do it is to get emotional mastery. So understanding. And this is coming because this is king, we've got a slight separateness here. So it's not being in it, it's observing it. It's because we've got the counselor here. So the counselor doesn't join in. The counselor looks, observes, learns, and is able to is able to create the emotional environment in which they want to create. So this is him learning to create the environment in which he can thrive and feel happy. And he'll do that by learning about other people's emotions and learning how he himself feels and how to express it in a way that is useful and effective. Okay, so yes, I think he will. I think that's perfectly doable. I really do. So I think that's very positive. I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. Good stuff. There we go. Oh, good. Thank you. That's lovely. All right. That's great. So no, it's fine. I've got a lot of questions. If you want a question in the chat, do ask. Um, and in the meantime, I will get through as many of my other questions as I can as well. If you put a question in the chat, you do sort of get preference because you've come on the live and you've asked a question. So I do give you, you know, um, first dibs. Okay, so what have we got here? We've got Ray. What should I prepare for regarding my finances? Okay, let's put Ray in the chat. Um, what should I my finances? Okay. All right, Ray. Let's have a look. What should we say? Should we put a time on it, Ray? Should we say over the next year? Let's just say over the next year. Because we don't want to go too far into the future, do we? So over the next year, what should Ray prepare for? Okay, Cassia. So Cassia, if you can hear me, that's fine. Put your message on WhatsApp, darling, and I'll read it on WhatsApp. All right. Just if you can't type in the chat, just type it on WhatsApp and send it to me, and I'll pick it up. I'll pick it up here. Okay, so this is for Ray. Oh, I didn't share it, did I? There we are. What should Ray prepare for regarding his finances over the next year? The Hermit. Okay. So the Hermit is a very considered card, isn't it? And it is often, we can't help feeling that it is a little it's not entirely comfortable, is it, the Hermit? So what this is going to say is I think you are going to have some soul searching to do because the Hermit is, you feel a little unsupported, I think, with the decisions you're going to make. Um, okay, I've got you, Cassia. That's fine. I've got your question. And this is a question of deciding the way forward and deciding what's wise. What should I prepare for regarding my finances? Well, difficult and complex decisions, and you're going to have to decide what's wise. And I think you're going to have some um, overarching situations which you're going to need to sort out. So this is not an easy situation, Ray, for sure. And it feels like you perhaps, we might be in the situation where should I move money around, or maybe stocks and shares have gone down, and what should I do? Perhaps what I need to do is cancel some stuff. Maybe what I need to do is pull in my horns a little bit. I need to perhaps play a little bit safe. This is do what's wise, Ray. Do what's wise. And I think this is very much a solo act. So this situation and these decisions are going to be yours to take and yours alone, because I don't think you're going to have much support in this. You're going to have to draw on your own wisdom and decide what's best for you. This is very much a card of self-sufficiency. So we have to be quite, self-reliant in the Hermit card. We're a bit unsupported, and it does feel sometimes a little bit bleak. I think you'll get through. I think you will. There's no disaster here, but there is for sure a bit of soul searching needs to be done about decisions that may need to be made. I mean, even outside of decisions directly about money, it could just be surrounding life stuff. This could be, should we, I mean, I'm not saying it is, but this might come up. For instance, we were gonna buy a house in Hawaii. Don't know, should we do that now? Maybe not. It's looking at the landscape and going, well, let's be cautious. Let's do what we think is wise. Okay. And possibly those decisions won't be popular, because this is you, Ray. You've got to make these decisions, and you've got to do what you think is best. All right. But you'll be all right. You will be all right. There's nothing disastrous implied here. You will be okay. Might just be a bit of an uncomfortable period, that's all. Okay, so I have a question from Cassia. Let me just get this. Okay. Okay, bear with me. This is Cassia. Okay. All right. So Cassia has an appeal meeting regarding a redundancy on Thursday. Do you think it's likely to reach a settlement? Should I involve my legal firm? Okay, what action should Cassia take with regards to her redundancy meeting on Thursday? What action should Cassia take for the best result for Cassia regarding her redundancy appeal meeting on Thursday? Okay, let's have a look. Well, I think you'll reach a settlement, right? Because this is new. This is setting you up for something new. This is often, a new. I mean, it's often new money. It can just be literally new money, a new job. But what should you do? It's, well, you know what? You should go for the money. I don't think this is talking about involving a legal firm. I think this is making a settlement. I do. And moving on to a new job and being really positive about that and seeing this as an opportunity, because it is an opportunity, right? So going in positive and going in knowing that what's ahead of you is going to be positive, because I think it is. Ultimately, it's about finding the win in the situation again, isn't it? You remember in one of the previous readings we did, it's like everything is always working out for me. This is going to work out for you. It will. This is a new opportunity. So I think there's money on the table here for sure. I don't know if it's loads, honestly. I don't know if it's loads. For me, I would see the whole thing as an opportunity to go to a better experience, something that's gonna move you on to the next chapter. This is an ace. This has got lots of potential in it. Your job is to go to that potential. So I think there is money on the table. I think your job is probably to take what you can and move on. I'm not sure that Ace is talking about a legal firm. It doesn't look like that to me. Aces they're new energy, they're new growth. It's really positive. Nothing in that says go legal or go into combat or go into battle or argue it out or fight your corner. It doesn't say that. It just says embrace what's new. If there's money on the table, great. I think take what you can, move on, find your new thing, because your new thing is going to be better. And that's really cool. All right, Cassia, I hope that helps. I hope that makes sense. All right. Great stuff. Right. What else have we got? We've got Mimi, who wants to know if she's on the right path. Okay, let's have a look at Mimi. Oh, that's all right, Cassia. I'm glad it resonates. I'm glad it does. Okay. So we have Mimi. Mimi, am I on the right path? Okay. All right. Well, again, we have a yes/no question. Um, Divyansha. Now, apologies, darling, if I've mispronounced your name, but yes, you can. Okay. Mimi. Mimi. Okay. So, advice to Mimi about her current path. Okay. Let's have a look. Advice to Mimi about her current path. All right. Page of Pentacles. So, okay. So the answer, Mimi, is that while your path is not wrong now, it probably isn't going to be your path forever, because this path is one that you are going to learn stuff from. So you're in a learning phase at the moment. The Page of Pentacles is learning about life, learning about experiences, learning about building the life that we want to live. And this is all about you trying it out, because that's what the Page of Pentacles does. Tries it out. He's the most mature of all the pages. He's sampling it. He's just that close to being a knight. He's not doing it for real, but he's just trying out things and seeing what they're like. So I think you're on the right path to the right path. If that makes sense, Mimi. You're on the right path to the right path. I don't think this is where you're going to stay forever. I think you're on a feeder path, and that's okay. You shouldn't look at changing anything at the moment. That's not what this is about. You're doing something for the right reasons. It's taking you in the right direction, and it's going to teach you what you need to know. You're learning. You need to gain experience. That's what you're doing here. You're gaining experience, and that experience will show you the way. All right. So don't worry. All is well. Nothing's wrong with where you are. It's actually okay. You should be confident. Just do it, and do it with passion and curiosity and interest, and you'll find your way. Great. Right. So what else have we got here? We have, whoops. Hold on. Okay. So we have Divyansha. I hope that's right. Do forgive me if it's not. Any love coming my way? All right. Any love coming my way? I feel like I should have my crystal ball in front of me, Divyansha, and I feel like I am in effect a gypsy caravan. We use the term gypsy affectionately, not in any derogatory way, just saying, in its historical context. I feel I'm turning into Mystic Meg. All right. Let's see. All right. I don't want to ask the yes no question, Divyansha, because if the answer is no, well, that's a bit of a slap, isn't it? We don't want to do that, do we? So, what should you prepare for over the next 6 months with regards to love coming your way? What should you prepare for? I want to give you something more empowering than that. I don't want to. I don't want to do something and just send you away with a fait accompli. What can you best do? Can you best do to ensure you're on the right track for a relationship soon? Take some guidance. Okay. The moon. So the moon is fear. And now here's an interesting thing. So we're going to talk about the whole energy manifestation thing again here, because when you have to do fear, it means that this is in your way. So when we are afraid, what we're doing when we're doing that is we are projecting our fear ahead of us on the path. There's not enough. I'll never find someone. There's no one out there. And we're literally, it's inside us, we're literally living it. And so what happens when that happens is we project it on the path and we just keep walking into it because we believe it to be true on some level, and we're putting all our energy into what we don't want. So here's the thing, again, the same message. You have to be able to tolerate and see beyond this fear. And until you can do that, Divyansha, you're not going to see a different outcome. And that's the point. So this is what's stopping you. Your fear is stopping you. So you've got to be completely neutral and happy. And when you do that, And I know this sounds, it sounds trite, doesn't it? But, tarot tells us and energy law tells us that we cannot create or attract that which is not inside us. So when you're full of fear, that's what you're attracting. You're just attracting fear and perhaps even attracting people who are afraid. You're attracting people who are phobic in relationships, don't want to commit, scared of getting too involved, scared of getting emotionally vulnerable, scared of being emotionally accountable. I reckon they're going to be your tribe if they're going to be your love tribe if you don't get rid of this. Because when you walk forward confident and empowered and, knowing your worth, that's when the energy in front of you changes, when you're happy and delighted with yourself. Seriously, happy and delighted with yourself, then that becomes an attractive beacon. At the moment, you're not happy and delighted with yourself. That's not what this says, right? It's really important, sweetie. And I know it's a tricky one because, how are we supposed to believe something when all the evidence in front of us is saying something else? Well, we have to, because that's how we make things happen. We just have to decide and then have it live inside us and walk towards it determinedly and not pay any heed to anything else or anything that isn't in alignment with what you want. And also, sorry, I'm ranting a little bit here, forgive me, but I do feel very strongly about this. Also, any love coming my way. So, what you've got to make sure is that when you push that out into the universe, you make sure that somebody is coming who loves you, who you can also love back. Because what you don't want is somebody who loves you that you're going, I don't know how I feel about that. Like me, but I don't know how I feel. Or I love them, but they don't know how they feel. It's got to be balanced. It's got to be a two-way street. You've got to make it really clear what you want. No fear. No fear at all. That will go a long way. And that's going to involve a little bit of self-work in here. And you'll get there. If you do that, you'll get there. I promise. Ooh, we're going in a bit, aren't we? We're going in a bit deep, guys. Okay, we've got Emma here. What does the universe want me to hear, please? Oh, nice question, Emma. Let's ask. I hope that was all right, Devansha. I'm sure that wasn't what you intended me to say, but I hope that was okay and useful. Okay, let's have a look. Emma, what does the universe want Emma to hear? Okay, lovely Seven of Pentacles. So it feels like nothing's happening right now, Emma. It sort of feels like it's probably just a bit crickets, right? This tells you return on investment. So when we have a seven in tarot, we're looking at, we sort of feel a bit, we're just not sure what's going on. We don't feel like we have a clear plan that we can grab onto, or it just feels like what's happening. And when we see this card, it's telling us that it's just not the time right now. Hang on in, keep investing, keep doing whatever it is you're doing, and it will play out. You'll get the return on investment. It's a matter of time. That's all. So it just wants you. It's a little bit hanged manny. It's a little bit patience, isn't it? Except it's not telling you to submit. It's telling you to just just keep walking, keep doing the work, right? And you'll get there. Seven of Pentacles is, as I said, return on investment. And what you sow shall you reap. That's basically what it's saying. You'll get back what you put in. And that's a really good thing, because that means you're on the right path. You're on the right track. That's really good. You've just got to keep going and allow things to play out in front of you. Okay, so even if it feels like nothing's happening at the moment, doesn't mean there's nothing happening at the moment. It's a bit like February, right? When we're walking through what still looks like winter, but under the ground, the sap is all rising up through the trees, ready to get the new leaves out and doing their job. So the sap is rising, Emma. Sap is rising. You'll get there. So that's really nice. Keep going. I like that. It's very positive. Very good. I like a positive message. What have I got on my list? I have got goodness, Brian. Okay, Brian. Brian. Well, I find a relationship that. Okay, this is for Brian. That's my pleasure, Emma. All right. When will I find a relationship that works? Says Brian. Hmm. Right. Well, again, same deal. What we're going to do is we're going to assume that this is a how-to message, isn't it? When will you find a relationship that works? Well, Brian, it's when you, I think. Let's ask. This is the Knight of Cups. And the Knight of Cups is on a mission. So I think this is all about what makes you happy, Brian. And I think the trouble is that what might be happening here is that you're not focusing on, you're not focusing. It's not very, okay, I'm going to backtrack a bit. This is not a very practical card, right? And it's a romantic vision, is what this is. And it's potentially at its core in love with love. Now, I wonder if what needs to happen here is that you need to perhaps rebadge your idea of what makes you happy and rebadge your vision of perhaps the women that you're falling in love with, right? Because whatever it is, there's something wrong with your romantic vision. When will you find a relationship that works? When you're on a mission to find the right person, the person is actually going to make you happy, and not one that is part of a fantasy, Brian. Because the trouble is, this can be just in love with a ride, in love with a vision of I'm in love with the idea of love, and it's not. It's fine as a short-term energy, but it has to. If we look at the progression of the royals, right, the knight has to lead to the king. It has to lead to how do I really feel? And then it has to go to the king, which is I understand and I understand the other person. And now I can make decisions based from a position of maturity. See, this is not a sustainable energy on its own. So this is you've got to get on the right journey, Brian. You've got to get this part of the journey right. And I have a feeling right now that needs some adjustment. So you could put your attention on who you're falling in love with and whether there are any patterns or whether there's, you know, whether there's the same trope showing up with the same perhaps type of woman showing up for you, right? And maybe that's an echo of some other stuff. Have a look at that, Brian. See if that helps. Okay, because I'm going to tell you that it's not going to fix itself. You're not just going to stumble upon a relationship that works. You've got to be going for the thing that is going to work in real life and will actually make you happy. Okay, so good. Hello, Jamie Graves. Welcome. Welcome to our live. Jamie, if you have a question, ask me quickly. We have about another 5 minutes. And then we shall have to say goodbye. Okay, I have another one from my list. Let me just get this one done. I've got Faith here. Let me do Faith. Faith. How does the friendship? Okay. So this is a question for Faith from my list. How does M see our friendship? Okay, so let's ask. See if we can get this one done nice and quickly. How does Faith, Faith, how does M see her friendship with Faith? Let's have a look. Okay. The star. Well, the star is actually quite positive, and there is a degree of trust that it will be okay. So, and there is also a thing here of it leads me in the right direction and it makes me feel better. So I think M sees your friendship as a good thing, and she sees it as being on the right path, on a positive path for her. It's leading her in the right direction, right? And I think she trusts it. She trusts that it will be okay. I would say she trusts you, Faith, as well. And it doesn't say that she sees this friendship as being forever and ever, but it is something that makes her feel better for sure that it's there. So I think that's really nice, Faith. I think that's good. Now, the thing with the star, again, if we want to go one step further with the star energy, is the star is not all the way there. So it doesn't say that there won't be difficulties down the line. Okay. But right now, as it stands, I think she sees it as a good thing, and I think she trusts it as a friendship. Yeah. So good job. I think that's okay. So, you know, if there's something going on at the moment in which perhaps has made you ask the question, Faith, so that, perhaps isn't as present, perhaps, as you would like it to be. Thinks it's going to be okay. I think trusts that it will be okay. So, so that's good. I think that's nice. It's nice. Okay. I hope that answers your question. I hope that's okay. Good. Okay. So one last question. We've got Jamie here. What are the next steps I need to take in my relationship with my boyfriend? Okay, Jamie, let's have a look. Let's see. Okay. Good. Chariot. So the next steps you have to take, Jamie, are to be very clear as to your destination. Okay. And to not be sidetracked or distracted. You have to drive the bus, I think. You certainly have to drive your bus, that's for sure. So I think the relationship needs to be along for the ride with you. So you need to be super confident, again, super confident, and not to be kind of pulled this way and that, because the chariot, as you can see, is all about knowing your destination. And we talk a lot about this in tarot, knowing the destination. It's really important. And that's what it's asking you to do too. So know where you want to go with the boyfriend and with life, and take the wheel, Jamie, and drive, and don't let him or anyone else pull you off course. Right? There's the road ahead. That's it. I like that. That's good. Super confident. Very good. Like a bit of one's energy. The other thing about the chariot is it's powered by intuition and passion. Right? Two very important things in that card: intuition and passion. So stay intuitively linked in, go in that, and also keep your passion for what you want front and center. All right, sweetie? That sounds all right. That's good. I like that. Very nice. All right. Well, it was lovely to see you all. I'm going to be back next week, probably from somewhere in Scotland, maybe. Who knows? It's the joy of being in Gustavus, isn't it? We never quite know where we're going to be. But anyway, good to see you. I am super relieved that our internet held out tonight, because we've been a bit glitchy here. But anyway, it's behaved itself remarkably well. Lovely to see you. And yes, and I didn't do a video on YouTube this week just because there was lots of stuff. It just made it impossible. So I'm going to do a video this coming Sunday, and I've got a request for a video on manifestation. So that's what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be doing a video on manifestation and using tarot within that. Now, I have done similar things before, but I'm going to try and do a different take on it. So do look out for that video. That's going to be cool. And yes, do like and subscribe. Of course, like and subscribe. Please do. And I will see you all next week. I'm always here for a reading. If you need one, do just check in. If anybody wants some more in-depth reading, you know where I am. Just book on the website, and I will be happy to read for you. In the meantime, have a wonderful week, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.